Lara Jean Covey, a junior at Adler High School, has a unique way of dealing with her overwhelming emotions for boys she's fallen for. She writes them heartfelt letters. These letters aren't meant to be sent. They're deeply personal and tucked away in her closet, her most private possessions. So far, she's written 5 letters. 1. Kenny, a crush from summer camp. 2. Peter Kavinsky, her classmate, whom she kissed during a game of spin the bottle in 7th grade. Even then, everyone knew Peter was with Jen, but when the bottle landed on Lara Jean, she couldn't help but kiss him. 3. Lucas, her homecoming dance partner, whose charm she admired. 4. John Ambrose, a boy from Model UN who left a lasting impression. 5. Josh Sanderson, her next-door neighbor and childhood friend, who is also dating her older sister, Margo. Lara Jean writes these letters when her emotions are too overwhelming to process. They are a way for her to confront her feelings without acting on them. While the letters remain hidden, they serve as a reminder of how deeply she feels, even though she has no intention of letting anyone else see them. Her latest letter to Josh is particularly troubling, given his relationship with Margo. Yet, despite her efforts to suppress those feelings, writing the letter helped her acknowledge the intensity of her emotions, even if only in private. Margo Covey is preparing to leave for college in Scotland, and though she promises to return for Christmas, her departure feels like the end of an era for her younger sister, Lara Jean. At their farewell dinner, Josh, Margo's boyfriend of 2 years and Lara Jean's childhood friend, reveals that he's already booked a ticket to visit Margo for Thanksgiving in Scotland. However, Margo shocks everyone by breaking up with him. She later explains to Lara Jean that their late mother had once advised her not to go to college with a boyfriend, believing it would limit her opportunities. For Lara Jean, Margo's departure is bittersweet. She's left feeling abandoned, especially since Josh had been a constant in her life. He wasn't just her sister's boyfriend, he was also her first friend. Margo and Josh had always included Lara Jean in their outings, never wanting her to feel like a third wheel. Now, with Margo gone and her relationship with Josh too awkward to maintain, Lara Jean feels lonelier than ever. The only other person she can turn to is her best friend, Christine, who happens to be Jen's cousin. Jen is part of the "it" couple at school, dating Peter Kavinsky, who has always been at the center of attention. Their popularity and seemingly perfect relationship make Lara Jean's quiet and reserved life feel even more isolating. Margo, Lara Jean, and Kitty Covey are second-generation Korean Americans living in the U.S. with their widowed father, a busy gynecologist. Lara Jean, a reserved and imaginative 11th grader, finds herself balancing school life and family responsibilities, especially helping care for her spirited younger sister, Kitty, who is in 6th grade. One evening, while spending time with Kitty, Lara Jean falls asleep on the couch. Taking advantage of the moment, Kitty sneaks into her older sister's room and stumbles upon Lara Jean's collection of hidden letters, letters Lara Jean has written to all the boys she's ever loved but never intended to send. Over the weekend, drama unfolds at school when Jen, Peter Kavinsky's girlfriend and part of the "it" couple, breaks up with him. On Monday, Lara Jean's world turns upside down. She is confronted by Peter, one of her former crushes, who reveals that he received a letter from her. The shock of his revelation causes Lara Jean to faint on the spot. When she regains consciousness, she notices Josh approaching her with a letter of his own. Overwhelmed with panic and determined to avoid an awkward confrontation, Lara Jean impulsively grabs Peter and kisses him in front of everyone before running off, leaving both boys stunned. After the chaotic revelation that all of Lara Jean's secret love letters had been mailed out, she runs into Lucas, another recipient of one of the letters. Lucas, whom Lara Jean had shared a dance with at the freshman homecoming, comes out to her as gay. This conversation makes Lara Jean realize that every letter she thought she had kept hidden has actually been sent. Kenny's letter, which had been addressed to the camp where they met, is returned to Lara Jean as undeliverable. Her father, figuring out what happened, assumes that the box containing the letters must have been accidentally sent out with Margo's old charity donations. Lara Jean, now increasingly frantic, tries to keep things together at home, but Kitty, too afraid to speak up, watches as her older sister panics. When Josh arrives at the house to confront Lara Jean, she panics even more and escapes by climbing out of her bedroom window. Lara Jean then finds herself at a cafe, where Peter unexpectedly shows up. He reveals that he received his letter, and Lara Jean admits that she sent 5 letters, one of which was to him. She explains that her intention was to make Josh think she had lost interest in him. Surprisingly, Peter takes it in stride and proposes an idea. They should fake date to make Jen, his ex-girlfriend and Lara Jean's ex-best friend, jealous. Lara Jean agrees to the plan, and they spend the next few months pretending to be a couple, with the whole school, along with their friends and families, believing their lie. The charade leads to unexpected moments of connection, complicating things further for both of them. After a few weeks of faking their relationship, Peter starts noticing Jen's jealousy and realizes that he is conflicted about his true feelings for Lara Jean. Meanwhile, Lara Jean begins to feel jealousy too, especially as she watches Peter and Jen interact, realizing that the lines between their fake relationship and real feelings are starting to blur. At home, Lara Jean's dad and Christine both tell her that they have never seen her so happy, which only makes her feel more confused about her feelings for Peter. She tries to keep her emotions in check, but things start to change when they both go on the school ski trip together. During the trip, Peter and Lara Jean finally confront each other about their true feelings. Their conversation leads to an intimate moment in a hot tub, where they share a passionate kiss and hook up, further complicating their relationship. When the ski trip ends, Jen, who has been keeping a close eye on the situation, confronts Lara Jean, revealing that Peter spent the night in her room after their intimate moment. Jen taunts Lara Jean by holding up her favorite scrunchie, a piece of evidence she took from Peter, showing that their fake relationship has had more impact than either of them had anticipated. This confrontation leaves Lara Jean heartbroken and questioning where she stands with Peter. Furious and heartbroken, Lara Jean breaks up with Peter and storms home, her emotions running high. To her surprise, Margo has returned from college, and the tension in the house is palpable. Peter arrives shortly after, hoping to explain that nothing happened between him and Jen, but things take an unexpected turn when Josh shows up as well. Margo overhears the conversation, and her expression shifts to one of disappointment as she learns about Lara Jean's past feelings for Josh. This moment only intensifies the situation. Lara Jean, still angry, asks Peter to leave, and as she retreats to her room, she sees a video of her and Peter in the hot tub posted on Instagram. The shock of seeing such a private moment exposed to the world makes her feel humiliated and betrayed. In a state of distress, Lara Jean turns to Margo for support. Margo, now calm and composed, comforts her younger sister, offering a sense of reassurance. In the midst of the emotional turmoil, Kitty steps forward and reveals that she was the one who sent the letters. Lara Jean, initially enraged, listens as Margo helps her understand the deeper reasons behind her actions. When Margo asks why the letters had addresses on them, Lara Jean realizes she may have wanted to send them but was too afraid to take that step. The sisters share a heartfelt moment of forgiveness, and together, they email Instagram to request the video be taken down. Through this process, Lara Jean not only confronts her feelings for Peter but also learns the importance of confronting her fears and finding support in her family. After Christmas break, Lara Jean returns to school and quickly realizes that the video of her and Peter has gone viral, and everyone knows about it. She theorizes that Jen must have posted it, and soon enough, Peter tries to clarify that nothing happened between him and Jen. Despite his efforts to defend himself, the damage has been done. Lara Jean confronts Jen, who admits that she tried to sabotage Lara Jean's relationship with Peter out of hurt and jealousy. Jen reveals that she felt betrayed when Lara Jean kissed Peter during a game of spin the bottle in middle school, a moment that has haunted her for years. After talking to her father, Lara Jean begins to reevaluate the relationships in her life and what they mean to her. She reaches out to Josh, apologizing for her past actions, and they agree to be friends again. However, Lara Jean still hesitates to tell Peter about her true feelings. That's when Kitty steps in, showing Lara Jean the notes Peter wrote during their fake relationship, reminding her that Peter truly cares about her. Feeling more confident, Lara Jean goes to see Peter, where he admits that he is in love with her. The two finally confess their feelings for each other, and in a moment of relief and joy, they kiss, ready to move forward together. As things begin to settle, John, another recipient of Lara Jean's letter who she knew from 5th grade, arrives at her door with flowers in hand. His unexpected appearance leaves Lara Jean with a mix of emotions, signaling that perhaps her journey with love is just beginning. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.